Hey, y'all, what's up? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Nephtara Grace. If you're new, welcome in. If you've been here before, welcome back. Y'all, I love y'all and I love being outside, but it is too hot to be outside today, so we inside and it's okay. I got an iced chai here, 3 tarot decks, and a partridge in a pear tree. Let's jump in. Anything you need to know is going to be in the description box below. Shout out to all my new subscribers and a big thank you to my day ones. Y'all are my A1s, okay? If you are new, please check out the description box below. There's so much there. I don't like to take up so much time on these readings to go through all this stuff because there's so much. There's a Patreon, website, podcast. All of that is linked below, okay? So that being said, let's get into the energy for today. Holy Spirit, Archangels, Ancestors, Ascended Masters, and those who walk with me every day, thank you for protecting me as I channel messages for my tribe, for showing me what I need to see and telling me what I need to know so I can support the tribe as we live, learn, thrive, and grow. As above, so below, and so it is because it is so. Okay, if you've been rocking with me for a minute, you know that every now and then, new and old, y'all know I'm a spiritual warrior, OG out in these streets. I don't really go into my story a lot or my mission a lot because this is what it is. Every now and then, if you'll go back to the readings, you'll hear, the different spirits and deities that I work with. If you read the description box, get on my website, you'll get a real feel for who I am and how I roll. And beyond that, if you're sensitive to energy, you can just pick up on my energy, okay? But, y'all, I think it was maybe in March, I did a reading, and I was like, okay, I'm going to start calling people out that come for me. I'm just going to call them out. Because at this point, it's 2026. There's no need for this mess. So I got somebody new. We're going to call them out. Okay. As usual, I'm not going to say any names because y'all don't know these people. Y'all don't know these people. But these are people who are placed on my path for a purpose. And when they choose negative to a certain extent, it is actually my job and my mission to call them out. Okay. And you will, if you are on YouTube watching other tarot readers, there are other readers on YouTube who have a similar task. They don't just read tarot, they don't just sling cards. They are meant to actually expose people who are out here doing evil, long and short. Okay, so for today's exposure, unfortunately, this is another woman. You guys, I'm heartbroken. And it's really important because we've been in the era of the divine feminine, and there's been a lot of feminine energy that's been masquerading as divine, and it's not divine. Okay? So the woman that's being called out today is someone who has led a very suspect life. No judgment there. We're all human. And through different avenues of redemption has found themselves in a certain position with a certain status and a certain level of wealth. This woman agreed to host sacred ceremonies and recently decided that instead of saying, hey, I don't want to host ceremonies anymore, what she chose to do was schedule other activities and events at the location at the same time a sacred ceremony had already been scheduled. Secondly, she intentionally chose not to prepare the space for ceremony as agreed. And then as the final straw, she then chose to not pay the ceremony facilitator for the work done. I know. So I'm aware that this person is very uncomfortable. Like somebody else who is close to this woman actually called me and was like, hey, sorry about what's going on here, but this person's really uncomfortable now. And me, I was like, well, they should be uncomfortable. Like they made an agreement and then they didn't honor their word. And not only did they not honor their word, they went and talked shit behind the back of a shaman. I got a news flash for you guys. If you guys don't know, I'm telling you, there are certain people you don't get to touch, you don't get to talk shit about, like, you don't, none of that. One of shamans, earth angels, you got your, y'all, believe it or not, you have your archangels and even Nephilim. Like, there are certain spiritual workers that are literally fulfilling their task on the earth. You can shield, you can protect, you can defend yourself if you feel like one of these energies is coming at you, but you actually don't have the right to attack certain spiritual beings. You just don't. You just don't. Like, some of us literally come with a do not touch tag on us, okay? And so when people touch, God touches them. It's not touched by an angel. I don't know who is that? Okay, Gabriel. Archangel Gabriel is hilarious. I was touched by an angel. No, not in a good way. Not good touch. Bad touch. So, why am I sharing this? One, because you guys, some of you really are new to the path. Some of you are OGs on your spiritual path. Some of you have never worked with a shaman like myself. Some of you have heard of shamans. Some of you don't even know what a shaman is. Some of you don't know what ceremony is. Some of you do. Some of you want to participate in ceremony. And some of you have actually been called by the divine to host ceremonies, to be the place, the location where people can gather and actually experience something sacred and supernatural. Some of you, that's your task. That's your mission. That's your purpose. For some of you, you guys can hear my washing machine in the background. For some of you, the divine has blessed you with resources so that you can share them, whether it's land, a home, or whatever, by allowing people to gather in that space, receive from the divine, and then leave. Okay? Myself, when I host ceremonies, I do 4 ceremonies a year. That's 1 each quarter. So if you're someone that's called to host a ceremony and you work with me as a shaman, that's 4 times a year that I would be on your property, bringing heaven on earth on your property, providing healing for your property, your land, and whoever comes to that ceremony. That's what that looks like. You get blessed by the overflow as the hostess, you get blessed by the overflow, okay? And then if you choose to sit in ceremony yourself as a host or hostess, a lot of times that exchange it's an energy exchange. You don't pay as the host or the hostess, okay? You receive the medicine because you're opening up your space. That exchange is very clear. In other words, there's no need for anybody, no matter what your calling is, what your purpose is, there's no need for anybody to be out here attacking someone, talking shit about them, or, just not honoring their path and purpose. And that's just on period. There's never an excuse for disrespect. There just is not. I don't care what the issue is. You guys cannot fathom what I've lived through. You cannot fathom what I've been through. You can't fathom how my morning went. You cannot. You can't. But I can promise you what you can count on me for. I do not walk around disrespecting people. I don't talk shit to people. I just don't. Truthfully, because I usually have something better to do. And at the risk of sounding like a jackass, ain't nobody that important to me that I'm going to stop what I'm doing on my path to go talk shit about them. This is the second person I've exposed, and both times it's like things occur and I just chalk it up to the game. The spirit's like, no, expose this. No, expose this. No, expose this. So that's why I'm bringing this forward. I don't know who needs to hear where you're going to find yourself in that situation. If you're a shaman, if you're a medicine facilitator, or if you feel like you're called to have sacred ceremonies on your land. There's lots of people like that who are like, hey, I have this piece of property. I want something beautiful to happen. I want it to be for good. I want it to be for humanity. Awesome. Let's host a ceremony there. Bless the land, bless yourself, your ancestors, how all those things. That's a beautiful opportunity. It's a beautiful opportunity. A lot of you guys, your ancestors listen, we about to go deep, then we're going to get into these cards, okay? A lot of people's, I'm going to try to keep it not necessarily politically correct, but I'm going to try not to offend too many people. For some people who inherited land and property and wealth, their ancestors have actually lined them up to be the host or hostess for ceremony for this wave of ascension that's happening, okay? Some people were literally put in position with the wealth they have to open up these spaces so that people can come be healed on their land, okay? That is both a part of them clearing their karmic debt. Their ancestors know what they're doing, as well as them being able to receive a blessing that they would not otherwise be able to receive. Okay. Some of y'all are out here looking at rich people like rich people, you know, how are they getting away with this? And how come they seem blessed? Some of these rich people, you don't know, but some of these rich people actually have property somewhere that they are allowing something sacred to happen on. And they are receiving a boon or a blessing from that. And it's not like, oh, they don't have to be good people, but it is a payment against their karmic debt. So that on that note, please remember, if you're not called to be a spiritual judge, don't walk around judging people, because you don't know the agreements they have with spirit. You don't know the work their ancestors have done on the other side. You don't know. You don't know. There's a lot of wealthy people out here who are actually paying their karma back in ways you don't get to see. And likewise, there's a lot of people who are far from wealthy, okay, literally living in the dirt because their karmic debt is so deep and because they will do nothing to resolve it. Do you get that? So it's not like, oh, poor people are this and rich people are that, or you can't trust rich people and poor people have. No, some people are in poverty because that is their judgment. That was their spiritual sentencing. And they have to take that up with their ancestors and the divine, okay? Some people have wealth, and the express intention of that wealth is to have it be used for the purpose of the divine. And you and I don't get to say what the divine's purpose is with people's life. We don't have that say. I'm going to leave that there. Anyway, let's get this energy on. Temperance. I'm just telling you. Very balanced energy with temperance out here. Queen of Swords. I love the temperance, Queen of Swords energy. That's definitely the feel we've gotten this so far. Four of Swords. Something's been laid to rest because it's been balanced out after a truth was spoken. Some type of energy that, what is this? Okay, it just works. But this is, it's like speaking up and putting an end to gossip or rumors. What else? Yeah. It's like word on the street. But with this temperance energy, it's like this temperance energy is changing how people are viewing what they've been talking about. Let's keep going, because what's a good way to put it? It's like if the whole town is gossiping about Sally Mae being pregnant, but then some truth gets spoken. And now the town is not talking about Sally Mae being pregnant. They're talking about what led to Sally Mae's pregnancy. I know I'm just making it, but y'all understand what I'm saying? It's like people still talking about the same thing, but they're talking about it from a different perspective now because some truth has come out and balanced and laid something to rest. Y'all know people don't talk. Queen of Wands. It's like someone has taken a role of leadership that was always meant to be theirs. Five of Wands. Here's a Tower. It's like leading a charge. Tell me more. Ten of Cups. Judgment. I mean, that's what this is. A balance to a situation after a truth was spoken, and it lays to rest the rumors that have just been flying. I mean, rumors have been flying. A lot of gossip, a lot of talk. But someone stands up and takes charge. This Queen of Wands stands up and takes charge. And that Five of Wands turns into a Ten of Cups. Let me tell you something. This right here, this is some type of, y'all gotta take it as it resonates. I'm not gonna call it a return to sender. But as someone who practices magic, there's magic here, because this Queen of Wands is taking this Five of Wands and turning it into a Ten of Cups, followed by the Judgment card. This Queen of Wands has the spiritual authority to alchemize a Five of Wands into a Ten of Cups. They can so it's like, y'all know, again, it could be considered a spell, but one that I use is all evil eye turns into money in my bank account. Okay, it's that type of vibe. So there was some gossip, like I said, there was some bullshit out here, like I said, and again, somebody actually spoke something into existence that balanced it out, that balanced out the gossip, balanced out the rumors, like shut that shit down. And now, instead of the rumors causing chaos and conflict and strife, it's like Ten of Cups judgment, baby. It's literally bringing in overflow. This is a tower. I'm trying to tell you this. Wow. What else? This is something. What's this? And Four of Cups. Yeah, this Queen of Wands rejected this conflict. Like, I'm trying to tell you, somebody tried to send some type of conflict, and that shit got shut down. Alchemized. The tower's still there. Queen of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. Listen. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, somebody's Three of Swords fell out as well. We have the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. Clearly, we dealing with somebody. Anyway. It's like this Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups knows who they are. So they didn't accept Five Wands. They're like, no. That's not for me. Here's what's for me, these 10 Cups. It's giving rejection as God's protection. This Queen of Cups was pushed out of some type of group or situation, but it was actually to their benefit to not be included in this mess. Ten of Wands. Yeah, it's a mess. Five of Pentacles. It was a hot fucking mess. There's a tower. It wanted to come all the way out. See, I'm gonna go back to what I was saying earlier, like, because this is what this reading is really about. There was some gossip out here. There was some scuttlebutt, some word on the street about this, that, or the other. Okay, and it had people talking. Tongues were wagging. They were like, okay, and everybody who was caught up in this rumor mill was convinced that they knew what was happening. I mean, you can't tell these people nothing. Okay, they know the gossip. But now, instead of them gossiping about, I know you guys, but you know, Sally Mae or Emily Sue, just make up whatever name you want. Being in a situation, they're now gossiping about how somebody got into a situation. And that's really important. Let me give you an example. If there's gossip on the street about a woman divorcing her husband. Okay. You guys put to the case. So there's a rumor out in the streets about a woman divorcing her husband. And there's rumors. Hey, did you hear Mary and John are getting divorced? Well, I don't know what happened, but I saw her at the Target last week in the Bath and Body section. And she said, yeah, she and John been married 20 years, but now it's over. And that type shit, right? I don't know what's going on. John seems like such a nice guy. And John has a good job. I don't know why Mary would leave, right? Y'all know the type. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But in the meantime, so everybody's talking about that. In the meantime, Mary says a prayer. Mary literally prays to the universe and says, listen, shut it down, put people on notice, protect. All evil eye, gets deflected back. Any negative energy return to sender. Mary does one of them conversations with God, okay? Next thing you know, everyone around town is like, hey, did you hear about John and Mary getting divorced? Yeah, apparently John had been cheating on Mary for 20 years. And Mary was a saint, an absolute angel. And she gave him chance after chance. And finally, she just had to go. It's that type of shift out here. The rumor mill is shifting to actually rumor and gossip about what led to the event instead of just the event, okay? Because that first one, John and Mary getting divorced, Mary's leaving, we don't know why, anything could be happening. But that was part of it, of the gossip. The intention of this gossip in these cards was to create conflict and cause chaos. That was the intention. Somebody intentionally said something that was only half of a communication to start shit. And then somebody prayed. I mean, I don't know what petition, just whatever it is for you on your path, right? And said, no, I don't accept this. I don't accept these lies. I don't accept these rumors about me. The truth must come out. Higher power agreed. Something else, please. The Lovers. The Four Wands at the bottom of the deck. So this is about some type of relationship. Okay, y'all know I just be throwing out examples, but y'all take what resonates. This is about some type of connection. We saw the Three of Swords come out. This is about, and listen, it may not have been a traditional marriage. The Hierophant flashed for just a moment. It may have been a non-traditional situation. It doesn't matter, but some type of relationship went south. There's a lot of rumors about what had happened, but they were just rumors. And now there's a truth coming out like, oh, the reason that relationship didn't work out well is because so-and-so was a cheat, or so-and-so, was abusive, or so, right? Like, give me something else on it. How did y'all like that full moon, that strawberry full moon? Oh, 3 of Wands, Hermit, 2 of Wands. Oof. Wasn't that full moon great? It was really powerful, wasn't it? A cat moon is like, it can be really intense for some people because it's Saturn energy, Saturnian energy, not in its best form, but Saturnian energy that is looking to reveal. And that is the energy right here on the table. It's like, it is what I started off by exposing somebody. Can y'all see what I'm talking about? That is Capricorn full moon energy. That's when Saturn says, oh, let's see what's been going on under these sheets. Saturn kicks a rock and says, what's under this rock? That's what happened right here in these cards. Whatever had been going on, this full moon just went, oh, look under this rock. Here's the truth. Mary left John because John was abusive and cheating. I know John said Mary was a whore, but turns out John was lying. Y'all, 9 of Pentacles next to the Lovers. Holy crap. On top of the Queen of Cups in the Tower. Let me tell you something. Somebody rejected. Child, this is crazy. So somebody rejected the Queen of Wands, but lied about No, the Queen of Wands rejected somebody. The Queen of Wands rejected somebody. But that the person that the Queen of Wands rejected went and started telling everybody that they rejected the Queen of Wands. That's what had happened. Holy banana boat, Batman. So the Queen of Wands says, no, I don't want this connection. That person is butt sore in the Three of Swords. They go start a rumor that something's up with this Queen of Wands, because why would she let them go, right? But in the meantime, the Queen of Wands put up some type of defensive shield. They're saying shell. I'm saying shield, but they're saying shell. We'll go with shell because that's what they're saying, which is both protective, deflective, and reflective. And so all of the gossip and rumors and lies about this Queen of Wands not only got sent back, but when they got sent back, they exposed the person who started the rumors that the Queen of Wands rejected. They're exposing why that person was rejected. This Queen of Wands that's the Tower, by the way. I'm sitting on the Judgment over here. This Queen of Wands is now in 10 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, Queen of Cups energy. This Queen of Wands is doing really well for themselves and apparently by themselves. So there is some lie about sovereignty and independence. The Hierophant's back at the bottom of the deck again. You guys. There was something being said about this Queen of Wands that was very negative, but in reality, this Queen of Wands is very divine. We got Temperance, we got the Hierophant. I mean, this Queen of Wands was literally following divine guidance when they rejected this connection. King of Wands. So this is a King of Wands who felt like he and this Queen of Wands were a match. And I mean, duh, right? They were a match perhaps in some ways, but not in every way, right? Because we knew this was coming. It's a King of Wands and an Empress. This is the culmination of something. Because the energy is very clear now. There is Ace of Swords energy out here. And exactly, the King of Wands couldn't see that the Queen of Wands was actually an Empress. Okay, they couldn't see it. But I feel like now they can. Tell me more. Because we already had all of the Empress energy out here. Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. This is Empress energy. Like, that's like overflowing abundance. That's Empress energy. He know now. If you don't know, now you know. Oh, man. Let me get final messages out here. Yeah. And now he's being exposed for who he really is, which is someone who masterminded a smear campaign. A King of Swords tried to go up against an Empress. And now both are exposed for who they are. The Queen of Wands is exposed as an Empress. And the King of Wands is exposed as a King of Swords. Someone who's masterminding a smear campaign against a woman who rejected him. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave that here. Death is at the bottom of the deck. Biggie says things done changed. I'm gonna leave this here. I might come back and do another reading for y'all, but I feel like this is the message for now. Like, whatever lies are being told, they've been squashed. Whatever smear campaign was going, it's ended. It's been put to rest. Everyone is very extremely clear now. Like, there's nobody left confused about who the Empress is, who the liar is, who did what. You know, like I said, people still talking, but now they're talking about the truth. Now, and part of people talking is the judgment. See what I'm saying? Because this King of Swords masterminded a smear campaign. So part of the judgment and the balancing out of the energy is for the truth to now roll out through those same mouths. So the same people are like, are now like, right? That's the judgment here. And it is a tower. This, y'all, when you gossip about someone, that is evil eye. And if that person doesn't have any spiritual ranking, protection, or authority, it can actually bind them up. And this King of Wands, King of Swords is someone who intentionally started a smear campaign to put this Queen of Wands Empress into a bad situation, into a bad place. It's all backfiring. It's all backfiring. None of that work is going to stand. It's just not these cards in front of me. As a matter of fact, it is looking like this Empress is about to get a whole lot of press, a whole lot of shine because of this. That's how we start off with the Temperance card. People are literally looking around like, oh, wow. So that's the truth. And the Empress conducted themselves like this the whole time. Wow, they really are an Empress. Ooh, let me go. Like, it's literally the opposite is about to happen. Everything that this King of Wands / King of Swords is meant to detract from this Empress, take away from her, bring her down, it's literally all about to be magnetized to her and build her up, okay? So I'm leaving it there. That's your reading. I hope it brought you clarity and confirmation. If you haven't already, hit that like button. If this message resonated, drop me a black heart emoji in the comments below and let me know. Please hype up the video if you can. And turn on your post notifications so the next time I drop a read, it'll show up in your feed. This reading is timeless. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind for the next person. In between now and the next time I drop a reading for you, trust your path, your process, and your purpose. Peace.